I see so many new Amazon sellers wasting tons of time doing product research wrong. So in this video, I'm gonna share with you 5 Amazon FBA product sourcing hacks to help you save a bunch of time and make more money so you can grow your Amazon business the right way and live a better life. Let's get right into it.
All right, guys, here inside my screen. And then if you're ever interested in personalized one-on-one help directly from me, there's a lot more that goes into this as well. And you want one-on-one hand-holding through this entire process. You want to be around other Amazon sellers crushing the game and get plugged into all my favorite deals, coupons, tips, and tricks. We'll get on Zoom live one-on-one together and live source it up. So if you're interested, check the link in the description for my coaching program application. The first hack I want to talk about is actually having your SellerAmp settings correctly, which tons of Amazon sellers actually do this wrong. So make sure you go ahead and get this set up correctly. So what we can do is actually add in our inbound FBA shipping cost in the SellerAmp settings, as well as our sales tax rate. So all you need to do this, guys, is go to selleramp.com and log in and go to your settings here. And then you want to make sure you have your inbound shipping cost right here at about 80 cents per pound. Some of you guys will actually be a lot lower than that over time, but to standardize that, start out and put that in, as well as your sales tax rate for your specific state in the MISC fee percent. The nice thing is once you add in your MISC fee percent for your sales tax, right, prep fee, unless you're using a prep center, is going to be 0. Same thing with the static mix fee right here. But the percent you want to do for your sales tax and the inbound shipping costs right there, now you don't need to actually calculate those in the SellerAmp calculator. So now when you add a buy cost in on the SellerAmp calculator, it already has sales tax in there. So even if your cart shows $10.70 total for a specific item, you actually just put $10 because SellerAmp automatically counts your sales tax in there for you, and you don't need to add it in twice. I guarantee some of you guys watching this video have actually been counting sales tax twice the entire time. So make sure you go ahead and do that. It's super easy just using your SellerAmp settings. The second hack I'm a huge fan of is going to help you find tons of more leads over time. If we take a look at this product right here, we can see this Thrive item, it's buy box in at $33. And then if we go over on the Thrive website, we can actually pick it up for $24 right here. So if we plug that in on SellerAmp here, we can see 24 into 32 is not profitable. It's just about break even. However, I can see that there's actually a 20% code right here that I can actually use on this website. So now that takes the buy cost down to like 19 or so. And remember, I have shipping and sales tax already factored in on SellerAmp here. The problem is we can see this item's close to being good, but it's not quite there. But if we take a look historically here, we can see this was actually 36 for a while right here, literally like a good bit of the last year, 34, 36, even up to 40 at some points. So now if I plug in 36 here, we can see this is a gorgeous profitable item at $9 profit and a 45% ROI. So it's not profitable today, but it's profitable over time. And a ton of new Amazon sellers will find items like this all the time that are not good today, but are good historically, and they'll just scroll past it and not buy it. Now, I actually don't think you should buy it, but you should track it. And the best way to do that, guys, is using the SellerAmp Google Sheets feature, which is actually really easy to set up just on selleramp.com, just the Google Sheets button. So now if we scroll down here, I can actually see all my different SellerAmp Google Sheets, and I can one-click export this out to an almost good spreadsheet or an out-of-stock spreadsheet. Say it was out of stock here. So now I one-click export this out to an almost good spreadsheet here, and now we can see this data is automatically going to populate right here, and now I could go ahead and grab this buy cost and plug in the link right here. Boom, plug that in, say when this hits 34 plus again, nice replen item at 19 cost right there. And I know that that 24 minus 20% brings us down to 19, and that's nicely been profitable over time. It's just not profitable today. So the SellerAmp Google Sheets I would definitely recommend making is going to be almost good, out of stock, and then any of your favorite retailers here. You can see I have a bunch of different options right here, like favorite seasonal different opportunities, back to school, Q4 leads. Someone in one of my live streams the other day was saying he was already building his Q4 lead sheet. I was like, that makes tons of sense. All the time, you're going to come across leads that are not profitable today, but are super profitable in Q4, super profitable during their seasonal time. And you can just basically get free money on those, just adding them to SellerAmp Google Sheets and knowing to go ahead and check those in the future. The third time-saving hack that I'm a big fan of right here is actually merchant filling products, and not necessarily just selling items quicker, which does come as a result of listing items merchant filled, but also just knowing how to calculate the data correctly on them. So if we take a look at this item right here, because the more items you find, the less time you need to spend doing product research basically right here. So if I can help you find more winning products faster and help you save time, that's a great thing right here. So we take a look here. These are 22 in the buy box right here, and we can see this is the FBA calculator on SellerAmp, the default. a lot of sellers think that to find the FBM numbers, we just subtract FBM shipping costs from this number. That's not correct whatsoever. What we actually have to do, guys, is scroll down here on SellerAmp and actually toggle this to the FBM calculator and then plug in the FBM cost right here. Now, the FBM cost you actually get from the weight on SellerAmp, which is right up here. And then how do you know how much shipping is actually going to be estimated? I have a free guide for you guys at howtofbm.com. It's literally just a domain in Google Doc that has the estimated FBM shipping cost to actually use in this case. So all we need to do on this item, it would be like 5.5 right here. So now we can see this item actually is not good FBA, but this item is profitable FBM. And that's the kind of thing is not only do you need to know how to do the data correctly, but there's also going to be tons of leads that you're actually going to miss out on if you're not actually using the FBM numbers correctly, in that you're going to see items that would be profitable FBM and you're just not going to know. So it's really important to be using the FBM calculator correctly. And then as you guys are watching this video, if you got any questions, make sure to let me know down below in the comments as well. I answer all the questions. I love helping you guys start and grow your Amazon business. So make sure you're using all these hacks here. And the next one is actually going to be using the discount mechanisms correctly and understanding that you don't really find items good with all-in arbitrage. You make items good. And what that means is very rarely is an item just going to be profitable at the price it's hanging out on a specific retailer. You typically have to use different discounts to make those items good. And each retailer has one or two tips and tricks that make the numbers work. And you just have to learn them from the different websites and then you know them forever. About 50% of websites are only good when they're on sale. Yankee Candle's an example of that. And then the other 50% of websites are good 24/7, just using different coupon codes. I like to call them like evergreen coupon codes that don't really go away. So we can see Yankee Candle here. They currently have a good sale, buy one, get one 50% off here for these candles. So say you knew Yankee Candle was a good retailer, you could go ahead and source this. But I do really want to recommend really just do storefront stocking when you're a beginner. That's way easier. That's what you'll see me talk about in all my videos. Only do manual sourcing once you already know a website is profitable. But Yankee Candle, for example, is good as an example of that with the sale when the sale's on, like it is today. Another example of discount mechanisms I love, or discount methods, is going to be card bearer discounted gift cards. If I buy an $100 gift card for 90 bucks, that lowers my buy cost and makes a lot more items profitable. So don't sleep on card bearer. It's a little bit confusing the first time you do it, but it's really easy. You literally just buy discounted gift cards at a discount, and then you have those gift card numbers, then you use them when you check out on the retailer right there. Gap Factory, for example, is a great example of extension coupon codes using the sites Capital One Shopping and Coupon Birds. They're free Chrome extensions you want to install that'll show you different discounts on different websites. Nice and easy. You guys saw an example of a sign-up code on Thrive as well, that 20% that's right below me right there that you can just sign up for. You can use those again and again. Text numbers ones using Text Now and Google Voice, and you can loop the email and account ones using what's called a catch-all email that you can set up via Namecheap. Or you can actually just put a period in the middle of your email, and most websites will consider it in the new email too. And another one I really like, especially on Walmart and Home Depot, is using your reseller certificate to get tax exempt right there. So you can get that just using your state's website, nice and easy. Then you can avoid sales tax, and you can actually, in the SellerAmp calculator, subtract out the sales tax and lower your buy costs because you're not paying it right there. And then another one that really a lot of people don't know about is actually just using the calculator in SellerAmp to do math with coupon stuff. So say the buy cost on this was like 27, but we had a 10% coupon code right there. So we could actually just take off 10%, and that would make this listing more profitable right here. And not only is lowering the buy cost, does that make items more profitable and be the difference between some items being profitable and not being profitable, but also just is a lot cleaner doing it in the calculator like this. So say it was like sales tax exempt and I have 6%, we can just go ahead and offset that, which pretty much makes it perfect right there as well. And so the SellerAmp calculator doing math is really helpful too as well, guys. So make sure you guys implement the stuff. If you got any questions, let me know down below in the comments. If you want personalized one-on-one help directly from me, take a look at the link in the description for the coaching program application as well. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.